All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 144 of our Bodyweight exercise program for weight loss. My name is Jacob Carroll, and I'll be your host for today. We got a great 60-minute workout today. As usual, going with 8 different exercises. Again, all the fundamental movement patterns. 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. Get into it on this Christmas Eve morning. For those of you who don't know much about us, maybe find us for the first time here this morning, let me tell you a little bit about us. We are connected community health support and our goal and fitness more accessible. And we do that through a variety of services. One of these ways being this free bodyweight exercise stream that can be done in the comfort of your home with no equipment at all. We also do some blogs. We do in-home personal training, virtual personal training, all that good stuff as well. So if you want to learn more about us, check that link down there at the bottom of the video, connecttochs.com, and you can see more about us and see more about the services we offer. But that's not all what the stream is about today. We are on day 144. As I mentioned before, we got 30 seconds to work, 30 seconds to rest. And this week, we're going to be specifically talking about diet and nutrition. And, we decided last stream I was on, we were talking a little bit about the keto diet and kind of the, positives and benefits of things, associated with that, a little bit of the research I'm getting into about that. But today we're talking about intermittent fasting, so that'll be interesting as well. Definitely want to get into that a little bit more positive as far as the research goes compared, to the keto diet. So, definitely want to stay tuned for that. But I know you probably want to get to his Christmas Eve. So, without further ado, we're going to get things started here relatively shortly. Let me pull out the timer real quick. Hope you're all feeling good watching this live or recorded. Happy face, knock knock, who's there? Snow who? Snow time to waste. It's almost Christmas, exactly. Love the jokes, happy face. And you're right, it's almost Christmas. So, we got to go. We got to get through this workout so we can, enjoy this holiday season. But hey, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong working on the holidays. I got a nice Christmas Eve dinner planned later. So, gotta free up some calories with this workout here this morning. Knock, knock, who's there? Olive who? Olive, Christmas time, don't you? Happy face. Thank you. All right. So, you got him coming in hot today. Happy face. Ho, ho, ho. Your Santa impression needs from Little White. Oh, that's good. Happy face. Thank you for dropping those jokes here in the chat. Lighten some mood here this morning. All right, awesome. So, again, talking about nutrition this week. Our quote of the week: water is the most neglected nutrient in diet, but one of the most vital. And was talking about the importance of getting enough water earlier in the day, and so we're going to be talking about that. So we'll talk about nutrition, but just wanted to highlight that importance. Same thing, highlight how we are going to get into nutrition later. Okay, all done. Let's get moving. I couldn't agree more. Happy face. We're going to get this show on the road in just a few seconds. I'm just going to make sure I got the timer set up for us so we are all ready to go. What's going on here? Oops, I'm clicking on the wrong timers. That's not the timer we need. I think we need this one. We do need this one. All right, everybody. So let's get right. We're going to get healthy. We're going to improve our fitness here today together. Let's get started, everybody. 5-minute warm-up. Follow along with me. Let's get to it. Hold up. False alarm. Now let's get to it. All right, so finding some nice space over here. We're starting things off pretty simple. A little bit of some dynamic movement. Let's get some right arm over, left arm over. Just get these shoulders moving. It's early in the morning. might be the first movement you're doing here today. I know for me it is. So, same thing. We're just kind of freely getting the body moving, getting it warmed up. Same thing. If you've noticed by now, do a lot of these arm swings, a lot of these leg swings here in the warm-up. Again, just getting a lot of bang for your buck. Something you can do relatively quickly. You get a lot of different angles, a lot of different stimulus because the angles are slightly different. And yeah. But all right, got the shoulders swinging out a little bit. Let's go over to the legs. And same thing, we're going to be doing kind of something here. I'm kind of off the camera, but swinging that leg like a pendulum. You can grab onto something for a little bit of support. Just getting that hip nice and warmed up. And you don't got to get a ton of range of motion here. Just kind of let the leg do what it wants to do. All right, I'm switching up to the other leg now. Awesome job. Keep moving along, everybody. All right. Again, we're going to stick with the hip, stick with the legs again. This is another one where you can grab onto the wall if you would like. We're going to have a little bit of support, but we're just going to be moving that leg out to the side. Same thing, glue, getting that hip all ready. Again, as I mentioned, nothing wrong getting some support. You're grabbing onto the wall. This isn't necessarily a balance exercise. You definitely make it one, but not the goal. We just want to get those hips nice and warmed up. We're going to kind of stick with the hip for a little bit, then we're going to be getting back into the upper body. But let's do some open and close the gate. Bring the hip up, bring it back in. It's almost kind of like I'm stepping out to the side and coming right back. Oh, I'm falling over. All right, a few more seconds here with these open and close the gates. My hips are feeling pretty warmed up. I don't know about you all. Oh, I'm losing my balance. Again, another one, nothing wrong grabbing onto the wall. Whatever you need. All right, hip flexors feeling pretty good. Let's go back into the upper body. We're going to be doing some alternating swimmers. I'm going to come down, just make it a little bit easier for you all to see. One hand behind the head, one hand behind the back. I'm with the wall, it's all good. Same thing, just really good all in one shoulder movement, if I don't say so myself. Yeah, two more moves. We're going to do two more shoulder exercises, making sure we're all warmed up. These ones always get my shoulder moving really good. We got Elf Yoga. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. What better time to get a workout than here this morning? Christmas Eve. 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. All right, we got those shoulder warm-ups done. We got one more here for you. I'm going to be going with some shoulder circles. just some small circles. You want to just get that whole entire shoulder joint warmed up. Again, I know the lighting is not great. Blending in with the wall, literally. So they start rolling them backwards now. Keep moving those sides. Just changing something up. All right, now let's open them up real wide now. Really open up the chest, open up the back. All right, let's go forward now. Last few reps here. All right, really good job with that. Everybody, we're going to get things started on that note. I'm feeling warmed up. I hope you are as well. Let me throw the workout list up there for you. And there you have it. We're going to have some ground moves, going to have some standing moves. You're going to be able to choose, honestly, for most of them. So let's get to it. Everybody follow along with me. I will guide you through it. Let me start the timer. We got floor touch coming down to the ground. Follow along with me. 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Reaching down, like we gotta pick an object off the ground, like we're trying to touch our toes. Good work, everybody. Since it's just like I'm reaching down to the ground. Again, as I am coming down to the ground, you can see my hips going back towards the wall. And same thing, trying to dissociate that upright from the low bar. We are done with that one. Great job with those floor touches or those deadlifts, whatever you want to call them. But our next move, bent arm or straight arm lateral raise. So for this move, coming down the ground just to make it easier to see. Bring in those elbows out to shoulder height. And coming back down, kind of like that machine you see in the gym. You know, you're just raising the shoulder up, or something. We could do this with straight arm as well. It's all up to you. We're going 3, 2, 1. Then maybe you want to mix it up. Maybe you're going to alternate straight arm, bent arm. It doesn't matter to me. That glare is so bad. I want everybody to keep working. You still have 15 seconds. I'm going to try to fix the window real quick. Still got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job with that one, everybody. I'll be back in a second. Hoping that didn't really help too much, but it was worth a try. Our next move, we got snow angels. We can do this from standing, bent over, or on the ground. So if you're going to be, let me change the camera real quick. Sorry. I just need to move this up just a little bit. All right. So for the snow angels, you got options here. We can do this standing. Same thing. I know my arm is literally blending in with the background, but you get the idea. We're just moving the arms above the head, going in the snow angel form. We can also do this from a bent over position. Same thing, I'm in a good, strong stance. And same thing, going overhead and then coming back. Or last variation, we can go from the ground. And it's the same thing. Still moving those arms to that full range of motion. Pretend like you're making a snow angel. We're going 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. One now, I'm going to show the bent over variation first. Same thing, just like I'm making a snow angel, except, obviously using the lower body. With this variation. Good work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Good job with that, everybody. Our next move, we got our crossbody Crossbody Crunch. I see we got a message here in the chat as well. Cute Christmas cakes you have behind your. Thank you, I guess. All right, next move. Crossbody Crunch. Coming across the body, knee to the elbow. We're coming in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. See, you come across each side of the body. Again, knee height, elbow height, that's completely up to you. You don't got to bring it all the way. If your range of motion is saying, hey, it feels comfortable down here, I don't want to be going, too far. I don't want to be losing my balance. That's completely fine. Another option, you could go kind of one at a time, maybe get a few reps, then maybe switch it over to the other side. Or again, you can always have some support, help the balance. 3, 2, 1, and done. Really good job with that, everybody. Our next move, we got some body weight squats. I want you just to pretend like you are sitting in a chair and you are standing back up. So, same thing, I'm just sitting down, standing back up. You can also literally sit down and stand up. Grab that dirty couch, grab a chair, sit down, and stand up. 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. I'm just sitting down, standing up, not making it too complicated, trying to make this relatable to everyday activities, something you're going to likely have to do for the majority of your life. Sitting and standing, for most people, this will be inevitable. Obviously, depends on your circumstances. 3, 2, 1, and done. Really good job with that. Our next move, we got push-ups / flies. We do push-ups a few different ways. We can go from the wall. The further away your feet are from the wall, the harder that push-up is going to be. Same thing, you could also go from an elevated surface, or you can always go from the ground as well, from your knees, from your hands. Let me go from my knees. Let me put a pillow on the ground. 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Another variation here is you can actually drop down to certain levels and then maybe just hold. That's a great alternative as well. You gotta find out what's working best for you. You have 15 seconds left in the set. 3, 2, 1, and done. Great job, everybody. Almost done with the first round. We got shoulder extension as our next move. Again, this one's got modifications. So essentially, we're going to be thumbs up, and when they're behind you, palms up. However, you can also, it can be hard to hold that bottom position for that whole set. And you can go thumbs up, back of the hand up, maybe get a few reps on one side, and switch up with the other. Row in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Same thing, I'm going with one arm, just supporting the body. Same thing, then you can switch over to the other arm. Again, this is a full body exercise routine. You're working the lower body, you're working the upper body, you're working the core, all at the same time here. But again, you don't have to support with body weight. You can just move through at your own pace with no support. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Our last move here in the set is boxing. Just like we're boxing in place, just going to be throwing some punches. We're not trying to, I'm not going to teach you how to defend yourself. Not my specialty. We're just doing this because we're going to burn some good calories doing this. Come on. 3, 2, 1. And let's go. Keep those fists moving that whole time. You control the pace. You control the speed. Come on. Keep those fists moving this whole 30 seconds. You're halfway there. Great work. Finish strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really good job with that one. boxing set is over. You know what that means? Back up to the top. Working on those deadlifts, working on those floor touches. Remember, a good variation here, make sure you're keeping a good form. It's kind of just let the hands slide down the hips. You can see kind of when I get my hands on my knees, I'm at a relatively flat back position. So then from here, you can just take them off. Same thing, keep them close to the body and still keep reaching down. You see, I'm still getting in a pretty good position. That's where my range of motion is. Go to where yours is. We're on 3, 2, 1. Now let's begin. And then the range of motion can be a little bit different for everybody. You know, so if you can go all the way to the ground, that's great. You can go halfway, that's great. You go a quarter of the way, that's great. You know, just keep working within your range of motion. Working that pattern that's comfortable for you. That's going to allow you to keep going for that full set. That range of motion is going to get better over time. The efficiency is going to get better over time. Done with that one. Great job, everybody. Oh, I'm a little stuffy here this morning. All right, you got about 10 seconds. I'm going to start with that bent arm lateral raise. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Then I'm moving the elbows up to shoulder height. A burn with this one is good, but you don't want to be feeling any pain. You might want to shut that down, maybe lower the range of motion. If you're feeling any pinching, anything like that in the shoulder joint. Go work, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Really, really good job, everybody. Bent arm lateral raise is done. We're moving on to the snow angel. I'm going to be going with the ground variation for this one. Remember, just like you were making a snow angel when you were a kid, maybe you're doing it this winter. There's no age limit on snow angels, but we got 10 seconds, so get yourself ready. All right, we're going in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Just like I'm making a snow angel on my stomach. And then you can, if it's too hard to hold the arms and things off the ground, you can also just slide them across. That works as well. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we add that. Really good work. Again with that one. Our next move, we got our crossbody crunch again. Remember, I didn't really demo it too much in that last move, but please do not forget, you can go, you know, just same thing, one side at a time, use that support, bringing the knee towards the elbow, you know, get 5, 6 reps, switch sides. We're going to 3, 2, 1. Same thing. I'll give another example of one where we might be switching sides. I'm stepping out, coming across the body, going for a 4 count. And same thing, now I'm going on the opposite side. And I'm reversing again. We're halfway there. All right, 3, 2, 1, and we are done. Crossbody crunch, that's done. We got our squats coming up though. Remember, don't overcomplicate things. Relate it to something you do every day. That's why I love. Sit down, stand up, make it relatable. All right, keep going, everybody. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. I'm going to be doing some sit to stands, some back squats if you want to call them that. Awesome job, everybody. Keep it up. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Really great job, everybody. So our squats are done. We are back to some push-ups. Remember, you're going from the wall. The further those feet are away from the wall, the harder it's going to be. And again, the closer you get to parallel with the ground, again, the harder it's going to be. So keep that in mind when making your choices. I'm going to be going from my knees again. We're going in 3, 2, 1. And let's begin. Three, 2, 1, and done. Great job with those push-ups there, everybody. We got as our next move, we got that shoulder extension. So, shoulder extension. That's when those arms are going back behind the body. So we're going to be doing that in a bent over position. Letting those hands come back behind. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Thumbs up when you're out in front. Palms to the ceiling when you're in the back. Again, another variation is you can add a little bit of pause here at the top. You're going to be hitting those triceps, hitting the lats. Good work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And really good job with that one, everybody. We got boxing coming up next. So for that boxing move, just going to be, remember, letting those fists fly. You got 30 seconds. And you still got a good 10 seconds to rest too. So get your breath, get a drink if you need it, but get yourself ready. We're going to get started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's box. Pace yourself. This one can be pretty tiring depending on the intensity that you're going. So really pace yourself. This one definitely really important. Important with all these moves, but my opinion, especially this. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and donezo. That is 2 rounds down. We got our squats, bent arm, snow angel. Or no, sorry, not squats. We got our deadlifts first, reaching down to the ground, coming back up. Remember, like we trying to go down, touch our toes. Like we got a box we got to pick up off the ground. Whatever helps you visualize it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Reaching down, coming right back up. Again, try not to make things too complicated here. Keeping a flat back. So if you're on this in the glutes and the hamstrings, primarily. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and done with those hinges. Now what that means, back over to these bent arm lateral raises. All right. Still got a little bit of time here. Don't stress yourself out yet. You got about 10 seconds. Get a drink, take a break, whatever you got to do. We get ready. Going in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. I'm just bringing those elbows out to shoulder height. Or again, you can go straight arm as well. It's not really too much of a difference. Go ahead and mixing up, adding a little bit of variety here into the workout program. Good work. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done. We got snow angel next. I'll be back in 1 second. Not going anywhere too far. All right, just in time for the next move. We got Snow Angels in 3, 2, 1. And let's begin. I'm going to be going with that overhead variation where my arms disappear into the background because I'm so pale. It's all right. Great job, everybody. I don't know why. Always in my 7:30 streams, the lighting is just terrible. I really just got to get a new camera. I think that's one of the main issues here. 3, 2, 1. And donezo. Really good job with that. Snow Angels done. Right into the cross body crunch, believe it or not. You got 20 seconds though. Come on, I know it's Christmas Eve. I know you got plans later. We got to work hard now. Set ourselves up for success. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Cross body. Pick up the pace here if you can. And again, if this is a little bit uncomfortable for you, and then we can just bring those knees to the hands. Keep that march in place. Same thing. You don't got to go with the cross body. It's just, different variation to target muscles a little bit differently. Good work. Again, definitely requires a little bit more of a balance component compared to, just going straight up and down. Just one thing to keep in mind. 3, 2, 1, and donezo. Look at that. Again, crossbody crunch is done. We got our back to our final 4 of the set. We got squat, push-ups, shoulder extension, boxing. Squat is coming up first. Remember, sitting in the chair, standing up, sitting in your invisible chair and standing up. If you're feeling crazy, we can get some jump squats. I don't know who's feeling that ambitious here, but you can get jump. Same thing. 3, 2, 1. Maybe we'll get some jumps in here. Why not? We'll alternate. 1 squat, 1 jump. Again, this isn't going to be the variation if you have knee and ankle issues. It's just, same thing. Maybe you said, hey, this workout, it needs a little bit more intensity. Well, there you have it. It's a good way to ramp things up. 3, 2, 1, and done. Going to be pretty tired out if you do those ones for every set. But squats out of the way. Going back into our push-up or our fly variation. Almost forgot about that. We can also do a fly. And then bring the hands across with no weight. Same thing. If this is a 5-day-a-week program, you've been doing push-ups all week, you might want to mix it up. Exercise works great on your back. Just laying on your back, bringing the hands together. I'm going to be working on push-ups. I'm going at 3, 2, 1. And let's begin. Come on, how many can you get? And we are done. So not a good countdown there. We got our shoulder extension up next. So remember, in front of your body, thumbs up. Behind your body, palms up. Get yourselves ready. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up. Back of the hands up. It's going to be pretty tough. Lower body and upper body at the same time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and done. Shoulder extension. We got our last move of the third round. Officially the halfway point. Then we're going back to this all again 3 more times. I think it might be a lot. I promise you got this. Let's finish this week strong. Come on, we got rest week next week. We got time to relax. Take a break off going to New Year's and then start back up. Going strong. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's backs. Let me see that Jake Paul. I feel like I've made that joke before here on the stream. It's all good. I actually did have I wouldn't say it was the most technical boxing match ever, but definitely an interesting match for sure. And honestly, never been a huge fan of Jake Paul. I don't really know what he does to get famous, but I mean, he's doing pretty well as a boxer. I gotta give him respect. I think he's undefeated, so maybe they weren't current boxers, but they were still legitimate athletes, previous world champions. So you got to give him credit where credit is due. We're at the halfway point. I'm grabbing some water. I'll be back in less than 30 seconds. Take a quick break. All right, we are back. We are hydrated. And we are ready to go again. Back at the halfway point, we're starting back off with those floor touches. I want you to follow along with me. We're going to be going in 3, 2, 1. And let's go. Floor touches. Reaching down to the ground, coming right back up. Like you got a box, you got to pick up. Same thing. You can use an object. This is a great way to create a real life reference point. Say, hey, look, see, I'm getting into a pretty flat back, dropping the hips down, picking up that object, and then you drop this back down. Practice picking things up, putting them down. That's a great way to, pattern this. With something that is relatable. We are done. Great job with that one. We got our next move, bent arm, lateral raise, which for this move, I'll be demonstrating on the ground. You don't need to by any means. We're just doing this, so it's easier to see a little bit because, kind of blend in with the curtain there in the background. So everybody get ready. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows out to the sides. And you control the pace. A little chicken wing here. You can be going a little bit faster, a little bit slower. And then getting a little bit of hold at the top as well is a great way. Get a little bit more time under tension. Or same thing. You can also alternate. Go with the straight arm variation. Three, 2, 1, and done with that. Really good job, everybody. Our snow angels coming up next. I'm going to be going from the ground to this one, but remember, we can go standing. We can go in that bent over position. I'm going to be going from the ground. Just mixing things up a little bit. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just making some snow angels. Remember, if you're going from the ground, try to keep your hands up off the ground. But if you can't, you can just slide them across the ground. That's fine too. 3, 2, 1. And we are done. Really, really good job there with that one, everybody. Snow Angels down. We're back to the Crossbody Crunches. Halfway done with round 4. Just about, at least. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming across the body. Knee to elbow. Remember, it obviously doesn't have to go all the way to your elbow. I'm not getting anywhere close. Even if you're just getting that leg a little bit off the ground, a little bit of a weight transfer, shift side to side. Doesn't really matter about the range of motion. That's all individual. And your body, your abilities, your anatomy. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, Crossbody Crunch is done. You know what that means? We got to get to some squats. Still got 20 seconds. Gotta make sure I'm staying hydrated. It's our challenge of the week, staying hydrated. Especially during the workout, one of the most important times, make sure you're staying hydrated. All right, 3, 2, 1. Just like I'm jumping into a chair to sit down. Great job, everybody. Great pace. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's done. Great job with those squats. Way to handle them. We got our push-ups or flies. Again, take your pick. I would demonstrate the wall push-ups. I actually do really like that variation. It's not a great view with my setup. I don't really have a good wall to demonstrate the move accurately, so that's why we kind of just refrain from it. But I don't want you to forget about it by any means. We're going 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. So we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job, everybody. Push-ups are done. You know, that means shoulder extension. Oh, my hip's a little tight. All those squats here in the workout. All right, shoulder extension. You got 10 seconds, but get yourself ready. We're going in 3, 2, 1. We're going thumbs up and then palms up. Go show from the side. So thumbs up right here, trying to keep that flat back. Palms up behind me. Same thing, you go slow and controlled like I'm going right here. Or same thing, you get a little bit of body movement into it. Or, as I mentioned before, you go one arm at a time, support yourself with the arm. 3, 2, 1, and done. What do you know? Back ab boxing. Goes pretty quick here. Good job, everybody. You have 15 seconds. I'm not going anywhere, don't worry. Here we go. Boxing. 3, 2, 1. And let's go. Let me see some knock punches here. Keep throwing them. Here you go. 10 to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and done. Good job with that one again. We got 2 more rounds to go. Can you believe it or not? Definitely want to stay tuned. We got some interesting information about intermittent fasting. Talking a little about diet trends, diet fads. Intermittent fasting here has a good amount of research behind it. Obviously everything has pros and cons, but just share that information. Not recommending any diets by any means, but just want to share some of the facts out there about some of these diets. All right, back up to the top in 3, 2, 1. Deadlifts. I'm reaching down like I'm picking that object up off the ground as I am bending over towards the ground, as my chest is coming down towards the ground. You can see my hips back towards the wall. You can see I'm pretty loaded into my hamstrings and my glutes. And same thing, if I don't keep a flat bag, you can see I'm rounding at the bag, and then all that motion, it's not coming from the glutes, not coming from the hamstrings, all coming from that low bag. We don't want that. We want those strong glutes, those strong hamstrings doing the brute of that work when you're picking something up off the ground. All right, we got a bent arm or a straight arm lateral raise. I think I'm going with the straight arm this time. I don't know. We're just feeling it. Everybody get ready. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just raising my arms to about shoulder height. Good work, everybody. And then you got a little bit of speed to this one if you want. It's all up to you. Keep working. Now 3, 2, 1, and done. Lateral raise. Great job with that one, everybody. Our next move, we got that snow angel. I'm going to be going from the ground again, but remember, you can do bent over. You can do overhead. You got options here with this move. With that being said, 10 seconds to go. Get yourself ready. Whatever variation you're going with. 3, 2, 1. Same thing. One here is you don't want to be like on your chin with your neck, kind of arch like that. And what I like to do is either, tuck the chin and kind of be staring at the ground, be like hovering right over your nose. Or, you can put the forehead on the ground as well. I like that a little bit better than cranking the neck. We are done. Good job with that one. Down. And that means crossbody crunch. Then we have some squats. Moving right along here. It goes by quick. It felt like forever getting through that first set. But, once you kind of get in the groove, once things start rolling, all the sets, all the exercises start blending together a little bit. All right, 3, 2, 1. Cross bodies. Same thing. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. And so damn. Switching up other side. 1, 3, 4. Again, this is just one way of doing this move. Again, you can pretty much do the same pattern, grabbing onto a wall as well, obviously. All right. 3, 2, 1, and done with that. Crossbody crunch out of the way. Squats coming up next. You gotta love some squats. All right, squats in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Dropping down like I'm sitting in a chair. Remember, you can always get these bodyweight squats. Highly even encourage this variation. I really like this. Might be my favorite variation for this squats. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more challenging doing bodyweight than sit to stand, but it all depends. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job with that, everybody. Sitting and standing, all done with that. For now, at least, we got one more round after this. Coming to the nitty-gritty of this 5th round here, we got push-ups, shoulder extension, boxing, last 3 moves in the set. Again, I'm going to be going for my knees. I know it's a little bit repetitive, but, this is a variation that works best for me. And, same thing. You get the flies, you got from the wall, from the floor, you got options. 3, 2, 1. And let's begin. And you gotta pace yourself, I'm going a little bit more slow and controlled, making sure I'm keeping good form with all these reps. 3, 2, 1. Let's see, we got a comment in the chat too. My knees are creaky today. Could you think of anything specifically that might have been causing your knees to feel a little bit different today? Or you think maybe it's just the workout, or something? We'll definitely get some things in the cool down. But we got this shoulder extension coming in. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And same thing at all. Let's see, we gotta keep moving to that one. Age, I see. Now, age is just a number, though. Age doesn't define your knees. Now, I'm joking, but I mean, there could be a lot of things. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, my best advice is, same thing. The knees are a little, they don't have a ton of different range of motion. That's the same thing. One of my favorite ones for the knees. No, we always do these warm-ups and the cool downs, but really just laying on your back, taking that knee through its full range of motion, trying to curl it up to your butt, extend it. And the same thing from that same angle. Those just getting that knee moving. Only really has flexion and extension, a little bit of rotation, but we got boxing in 3, 2, 1. Good work, everybody. You got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it again. Doesn't hurt, just noisy. It's cold today. Yeah, that definitely has something to do with it. And something noisy definitely isn't always a bad thing. Same thing. I'm pretty sure my knees crack just about every time I bend to and from the ground. Then I think, it could even just be, we're losing the light. That's not good. Hold on 1 second. Interesting. And one of my streams is having connection issues. So that's not good. Really just making conversation. No one had chatted for a while. Yeah, I will say, I don't know if it's just a time of year in the winter, or maybe the program is just getting a little bit excessive at this point. But, I won't lie. It seems like the chatter in the streams has been quieting down a little bit as of late. But we're going on into the next round. We got those deadlifts in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. I mean, it is what it is. As much as I love everybody talking and conversating in the chat, but I mean, it's not the main reason why we're doing this. We're just trying to help people be happier and healthier through fitness. I don't care if you're watching along silently, if you're watching this recorded, or if you're watching this, 2 years from now. Doesn't matter to me. 3, 2, 1. And great job. Exercises cure the winter blues. Hey, I completely agree, but I mean, same thing. Sometimes those winter blues can kind of get the best of you, especially here in upstate New York. Not the greatest weather here, but all right. We got 10 seconds and we got these bent arm raises. We actually have been thinking about kind of mixing up the stream a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about it in that second half of phase 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. So kind of our main thing is that, our program is supposed to go to 6 days a week. And honestly, our viewership has been pretty stagnant for a while now. And the same thing, I love doing the stream, love doing this thing, but we're realizing it's like, hey, since we've moved to like the 3 or 4 days a week, we haven't really been gaining as people. And we're thinking, maybe it's just, we know the moves are kind of repetitive. Sorry, done with that one. We know we don't have a ton of different options with just body weight. So maybe we just got to mix up the stream, bring some different type of content to the stream, do something different with it. Maybe we kind of call this program here at 5 days a week instead of going to the 6 days a week program. So 6 days a week is a lot. That's like a full-time job of exercising. We got snow angels. I'm gonna be doing these overhead. And we're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Same thing we're trying to be is, 6 days a week, although we've been building up to that point in the program, is like, I've been working out for a few years now, and I can't remember a time where I was consistently working out for 6 days a week. Not that it's definitely not attainable, definitely not that it's not possible, given this type of program. But, that is still a lot of commitment to be exercising 6 different days a week. So we're thinking, maybe there's some more practical ways. 3, 2, 1. Maybe there's some more practical ways, we can, keep doing this stream, keep doing something consistent, but we mix it up. So, it's not, so repetitive. It's maybe a little bit fresh. And, same thing, if you're scrolling through live and, you just happen to click on us and you see we're on, day 144, you might be a little bit hesitant to join along because it's been going for so long. So maybe something that, everybody can join in at any time without having to go to a previous workout. But Crossbody Crunch in 3, 2, 1. I know I'm kind of just rambling to you there, happy face, but you've been in this stream for a long time now. You've been here since day -1. So I'm curious to kind of what your thoughts are about the stream, and maybe if you have any suggestions as well, how we can kind of change things moving forward. We definitely we want to do more types of content, not just exercise streams. Maybe do some informational things, maybe kind of do some more question and answer stuff. Maybe we can kind of do some of our research stuff as a stream, do some cooking streams, ideas, but, definitely got some other things in store here in mind for 2022 or 2023, I should say. All right, we got our squats here. Last time doing squats. Let me see what you got in the tank. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And another thing is, I see we got to keep working on those squats. I'm checking in the chat real quick. I know keeping up with 5 days a week is difficult. Life interferes. And yeah, that's the thing, it definitely is tough 5 days a week. And, that really is to the point where we kind of started to notice a little bit of drop off from the program. It's kind of when we moved to these 5 days a week. Seeming that's a lot. There's a lot of exercise every single day. And same thing, as much as, it's good for building consistency, building up, that aerobic energy system, things like that. It's not the only way to work out. You don't need to work out 5 days a week to be healthy. You don't need to work out 6 days a week to be healthy. As long as you're taking care of your diet, you're working out semi-consistently. My thing is that 2 to 3 days a week, I think is really important. At least, 3, 2, 1. And we got our push-up / flat. Sorry, David, so I kind of skipped the whole squat pattern. I was talking a little bit. But, yeah, it really just depends, It's like the daily recommended physical activity is 150 minutes to 300 minutes of moderate activity and, 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous. Is, where you're getting those health benefits from. Sorry, I'm rambling when I'm exercising. Done with the push-ups. That's really where you're getting a lot of those benefits anyways. Is, that 150 to 300 minutes, 75 to 150 of vigorous a week. And it's like, if you think about it, it's like, within 3 hours of these 3 hour long workouts this week, with it being, 30 seconds to work, 30 seconds to rest, you're getting pretty close to, these levels, I want to say maybe a 15-minute keep active challenge. Do this today type post for those who can't do an hour. Yeah, I really like that. I think that's, it's, so not to go on a tangent here, but I think that's something that's really important. People don't consider that. It's like, people feel like you have to have a full hour and get some, crazy hard workout, to be healthy hold on. I do want to get into this more. Let's almost on the exercise. We got shoulder extensions. 2 more exercises. 3, 2, 1. And let's begin. Because, it's like, if you didn't do anything, yesterday, and you did 15 minutes of exercise today, you're still doing more than you did yesterday. You can still spike your heart rate and, burn a good amount of calories even in 15 minutes, depending on the intensity. So it's like, I do really like that idea, happy face. And I think, I don't want people to get in that feeling that you feel like you have to work out 5 days a week or 6 days a week or even 4 days a week, to be healthy, to take your health seriously. Because that's a lot of commitment. I don't think, obviously, consistency and commitment to bettering yourself is obviously very important. But like for myself, so I've been doing this stream, the hour-long workouts 2 days a week. And, I'm usually doing some strength training weights, 2 to 3 days a week. So some days I'm getting, 5 workouts a week. Sometimes I'm getting 4. But we got boxing. 3, 2. And, I also think another thing that's really important about exercise is, you got to find something you enjoy. You got to find a medium of exercise you enjoy. If you enjoy walking, if you enjoy biking, if you enjoy hiking, these are going to be the things you're going to want to how to exercise. That's going to be the things that are going to keep you consistent as if, you enjoy what you're doing. 3, 2, 1, and done with that one. So that's the one thing, especially with the body weight programming and it being, aerobic and weight loss oriented, being the, goal of this program, it's hard to, have a ton of these different modifications and things like that because, eventually you just kind of run out of exercises, Post on Instagram and shout out those that comment. I did it during live stream. Yeah, I actually really like that idea. Happy face. I definitely got to bring, that up to my partners. The same thing, I think that's the thing. Maybe do some more quick streams. And the same thing is like even, we could do some, more things. Maybe we got, just a mobility and movement day like we did during our rest week previously. Maybe it's maybe we even have a strength training day. Maybe we have, a dumbbell workout or something like that. Maybe do something a little bit different, Maybe take some suggestions from like you and, people that are commenting, sending us messages, things like that. So, we definitely got some options, but same thing. I just think, we got to kind of change the stream format a little bit. I know one thing for me personally is like, sometimes I just get bored of doing the same exercises. I need variety to keep myself, intrigued and interested in the workout. And it's like, how many body weight, pull variations can you really go? We've probably done, 15 different body weight pull variations of exercise. It's like, how many more really are there? We're on day 144. Same thing. You just get a little bit limited. Maybe we got to think more outside the box, but let's get this cool down going. We'll talk more about that, as we're talking about this intermittent fasting stuff. Let's just get these arms swinging, get them shaking out a little bit. And like you said, again, an hour, it's a lot of time commitment. Maybe you're trying to get this in before work and you just don't have the time for a full hour. So, we're brainstorming. We got some ideas coming. We're going to mix it up. We got a rest week next week anyways. All right. We're going to be doing some T-spine rotation, a little bit of shoulder movement. Fists out in front. what other type of content would you like to see on the stream? Happy Face. Just curious. I know one thing we definitely want to do is we want to do some more cooking things. We've been talking to a few, friends that are chefs. We're gonna set up kind of some webcam streams, doing a little bit of some cooking tutorials, things of that nature. Really anything health and fitness, health and wellness related. It's definitely an option. And I'm going to kind of show this from the side just to make it a little bit easier to see. All right, great job with that one, everybody. Now we're going to be moving over to sorry, I was reading a comment I already read. Did not realize that. All right, going to be getting the quads, getting the knees moving. Just flexing, extending that leg. Again, one of my favorite ways to do this, from the ground. Same thing, even you can support the back of the hamstring. Sometimes this is great too. You definitely don't need to do that by any means. All right, I'm going with that leg. Good work, everybody. All right, good with that. Now we're going to be working on the hamstring. You could, again, do this from that same position. You could just flip over onto your stomach and bringing the heel towards the glute. So you go both at the same time. And for that standing variation here of this move, and you can just grab onto something, do a standing as well. That works just as well. Making sure we get a few reps of this. Oh, and now light is back on. Almost too late. All right. Let's start working on the shoulders again. We're going to be working on a little bit of internal, external rotation. A little bit of a different way. I'm coming down here just to make it a little bit easier to see. Arms straight out. Try to start palms up to the ceiling. And then same thing, close the fist, palms up. Same thing, trying to rotate them up. So kind of just rotating the shoulder in its socket right here as I'm dumping the shoulder forward. Going to internal rotation. I just go like this. So it's almost like the pit of your elbow, like where you would bend, facing up towards the ceiling. And then same thing as you rotate down, trying to put that other, the back of your elbow to the ceiling. Obviously, I don't have that full range of motion, but it's weird how sometimes your shoulders feel like they're at the same height, but I can see from the camera that, it's a little lopsided. I'm like trying to use the camera to adjust. Same thing, just kind of spinning the arm, rotating it in a socket, internal, external rotation. Those ones always feel pretty good. We're going to work on the neck a little bit while we're right here. Looking over the shoulder, left, right. Yeah, definitely excited for the stream, how we're going to mix things up, make things better for everybody involved. But I mean, hey, this is going to be a 40-week workout program. It's not 52 weeks, but, I have a feeling that, things will be dropping off a little bit in that 6-day-a-week period. So, what's the point doing a 6-day period if,
It's not what people want. And like I said again, as much as I think, it's definitely, that's a great workout 6 days a week, especially if we get into those hour-long workouts. It's going to be pretty tough. But I mean, same thing. Do you have to work out 6 days a week to lose? By no means at all. We're just really building up to that point, really kind of just more of kind of like a challenge, place after, 40 weeks of, consistent exercise. And, same thing. 5 days we get even, it's a lot. You really, like I said, it's 150 minutes to 300 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity a week to get those health benefits. 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous. You're easily getting that in, this 5 day a week stream. All right, great job with that one, everybody. Now we're all cooled down. Now we're feeling good. Let's talk about intermittent fasting, which is our, nutrition topic of the day. And I'm going to share a little bit with you about the research, the positives, the negatives, why intermittent fasting is even popular, what even is it? Maybe you're not sure with that at all. So let's break things down for you. So intermittent fasting, is a popular diet and weight loss trend. However, this diet does not specify the foods you can eat like many other diets. This one only specifies the time in which you can eat. So for example, one of the most common intermittent fasting methods is, a 16 hour to 8 hour, fasting to eating window. So this would mean that you are fasting for 16 hours a day and eating for 8 hours of the day. So what that might look like, maybe, you eat all your meals from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and you don't eat anything else, outside of that time. Obviously, a good portion that you're going to be sleeping. So, that doesn't, have you really fasting while awake for, these long, periods of time. Another common intermittent fasting strategy is where you just eat a normal diet, at least 6 days a week with, 1 to 2 to 3, however many you would like. Obviously not too many days. You definitely want more days where you are eating the correct amount of food, but then you have, 1 or 2, maybe 3 days during the week where you are eating, 500 to 800 calories, which is definitely below that, recommended calorie intake level. So, wondering why people do this, what's the point? So similar to kind of when we're talking about the keto diet, when you're in these, longer fasted periods, or when you essentially you're not having the carbohydrates or the glucose to utilize for energy, our body goes into ketogenesis, where we're going to be, using, fat for energy. And, this also comes with a lot of benefits, but that's essentially why, this goes to, it can be an effective measure for weight loss. And so, a lot of this kind of comes from like, why are we, fasting for, long periods of time? Why are we restricting our calories? What's the point of all this? Yeah, obviously, it makes sense, eating calories or fast for a longer period of time could, lead to weight loss. But, why does it work? What is the research behind it? What does, the information show? So essentially the original reasoning behind this diet comes from dating back to our ancestry of being hunters and gatherers, and the idea that our body, has adapted to go extended periods of time without food, which, it has. And, we did do this, essentially almost every day prior to, farming techniques, learning how to grow our own crops. We were hunters guys. We had to go out, go get berries, go hunt down food, if it was, 8 o'clock at night and you couldn't see, and there wasn't any, fruit and berries or, any food sources, at your thing, you weren't eating the next day until you got up and you, were hunting or you were gathering food, whatever that is. So, that's kind of where this dates back to, is that, our body adapted to go long periods of time without food. And, and that was kind of the original belief. It's like, maybe we got to get back to our roots, get back to our ancestry. So that's kind of the idea behind it. But we show it's like, maybe our body has adapted to go long periods of time without food. And it's actually beneficial to go, some periods of time without food. And so one thing they found is that, intermittent fasting, it involves that metabolic switching, from using carb storages to fat storages. And, when we are going into stage and when we are fasted, we have better cellular functioning, and we actually have, better cellular protection from, oxidative stress and metabolic stress. It's just one thing they've learned when people are in these fasting periods, releasing some of these, chemicals that are beneficial to our bodies, to our cells. And, some of the research has shown that, it's been showing efficacy in weight loss, glucose regulation, stress resistance, and suppression inflammation. And, it's even shown to be beneficial for, some neurodegenerative diseases and, things. Because it's essentially, if, our cells are, not being stressed and, as badly, and maybe they're a little bit more protected during these fasting periods, so to speak. I know there's a lot more complicated stuff. We can get to the science of, what's actually happening on the cellular level. I will spare you that information about what is actually going on. But essentially, it's almost like making our cells more age resistant. They're not going to die off as quickly because, it's almost like, when our body is fasting and things like that, it's almost like I don't want to say it's like we're putting our cells on pause, because we're also, almost ramping up the defenses, a little bit here. But, it's a really interesting concept, and, has shown some good things, and shown, it could even have some, beneficial effects with aging and things of that nature. So, intermittent fasting is pretty interesting. However, there are some aspects of this, because one of the reasons why this can be so effective for weight loss is because, essentially it's like our metabolism is not adjusted when we eventually switch. So if you normally eat from, 9 o'clock in the morning to, 10 o'clock at night, you usually, at least maybe that's when you have your first meal. Maybe not like you're eating all day, but, you don't have a, extended, fasting period of time. So when you kind of switch over to, having, being more fasted throughout the day, it's like your body might be used to the metabolism, burning and kind of ramping up. It says, hey, we get food at 9 o'clock. Let's get this metabolism kickstarted right now. And then you don't get food during that period. Your metabolism kickstarted, but it hasn't got, that energy or, those nutrients or those, those calories early in the morning. So it's like your metabolism is almost, or your body is almost expecting to get food at a certain time, and then it doesn't. So, it's like, it's like almost like our metabolism is, I wouldn't say it's accelerated, but, our metabolism is, it's working at its normal pace, but we don't have nutrients. So it's going to be, burning other sources for energy and things of that nature. So just a little bit of background information there about intermittent fasting. Again, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not suggesting you take on any diet routine, but this has shown some interesting results. Again, going into those fasting periods, can be pretty difficult. A lot of people, report being a little bit more irritated, maybe having a little bit of lack of energy during those first few periods, first few days of, doing intermittent fasting. But, overall, it seems pretty effective and pretty, healthy in the short term. Obviously, we don't know, long-term effects. Some studies even mentioned that, we don't really have that weight loss effect after a few months. Our body kind of adapts to, that intermittent fasting metabolism, so to speak. And then, those periods where you aren't going to getting food, your metabolism, you're not going to be burning as many calories during those periods. Our body knows, hey, we don't get food, for 16 hours straight here. Let's not go crazy burning a lot of calories because we're not going to get fed for a while. So I know that it's very, very layman's terms. That's not how our body is communicating. There's a lot of, cellular mechanisms and hormones and, receptors and things like that. We could go all day about cellular biology, but, I'll spare you the details. A lot of big, complicated words here. Just want to give you the real gist of, what is intermittent fasting? Is it effective? And, what are the benefits? So, yeah, I mean, same thing. It's pretty popular, caloric restrictions, nothing new. These things have been along for a while, but, the research is picking up. We're finding a little bit some more benefits. This was a really interesting article that I found that was talking about this and, talking about cancer and, Alzheimer's and, neurodegenerative disease and, reducing cell aging and, becoming more cells that are more resistant to, oxidative and metabolic stress because of the fasting period. It's, it was really interesting, the kind of mechanisms that, result from, literally fasting. And it's like, why does this happen? You can explain it through cellular terms, but, one of these kind of common things is that, our body kind of just adapted this way because this is literally how we lived evolutionary for, hundreds of years. We were hunters and gatherers, and we were fasting for long periods of time throughout the day, if especially like in the winter, if you didn't go out and catch some food, you probably weren't going to eat. You were going to be fasting. Now you might be going a few days without food, even potentially, and our body's adapted. You're not going to die, with one day without food. And same thing. Our energy requirements for the day. It's like, a lot of us in today's society, we're just eating a lot. Even if you're healthy and you exercise and you're eating well and things like that. Generally, humans, Americans, we just consume more calories than we generally need as far as an energy requirement for the day. But food just becomes so accessible, and over time, it's just that's just how society has changed. It's just constantly available. We constantly crave it, and same thing. It's like this is just anecdotal, but if you think back to our ancestry or something like that, we have cravings for sweets and these high high fat, high carbohydrate foods and things like that nature. It's like these things were not readily available when we were hunters and gatherers. Say if you found some honey or something sweet like that, that was a treat. You weren't going to find that pretty consistently, and you were probably going to eat all of it in that one time. Same thing. Obviously, I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I could imagine, if you were just eating, nuts and berries, and then you found something that, was, sweet or high in carbs, high in fat, obviously that was definitely a treat. And we were probably sharing that who we were with, and it was going to be all gone right there. So maybe that's a reason why, we have these cravings for sweet and things like that, especially, when we are, calorie deprived. At least that's how it is for me. But I've been rambling a lot about here. I know it's Christmas Eve. I'm sure you guys all have things going on with your family. Y'all got important stuff going on today. I appreciate you all joining me this morning for this workout. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we're going to be mixing things up. We got we're going to be mixing things up in the stream. We got a rest week coming up next week anyway, but we'll definitely keep you all informed about, how things are going. Knock, knock. Who's there? Happy face. Mary who? Merry Christmas. I love a happy face. Merry Christmas to you as well. All right. Well, with that, I went a little bit over the time today. Again, thank you, everybody, watching this live recorded. Give me suggestions for the stream. Happy face. Really appreciate it. I'm definitely going to keep those things in mind, and we'll definitely keep you all updated about how things are going to be going moving forward. Have a good one, everybody. Jacob signing off, and have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we will see you again soon. Not sure exactly when, but, we'll definitely get something up on social media, all that good stuff. So, check us out, give us a follow, stay up to date with all the latest stuff from Connected CHS. Jacob signing off. Have a good one.